When has someone tried to guilt trip you? My coworker Emma collapsed during lunch, and I called 911. The paramedics said my quick thinking probably saved her life. She'd gone into diabetic shock and needed immediate insulin. 3 weeks later, Emma's boyfriend Jake cornered me in the break room. "You need to pay Emma's ambulance bill," he said, sliding a crumpled invoice across the table. $1,847. I nearly choked on my coffee. "Excuse me? You called the ambulance without asking. That's on you." I stared at him in disbelief. "She was unconscious and turning blue." Jake crossed his arms. "She specifically told people she never wants ambulances called. Too expensive. You ignored her wishes." "When exactly did she tell people this while she was passed out on the floor?" "That's not the point," he snapped. "You made a medical decision for someone else. Now she's in debt because of you." Emma walked into the break room just as Jake was getting loud. "Babe, tell her," Jake said, wrapping his arm around Emma possessively. "Tell her she needs to cover this bill." Emma looked uncomfortable. "Jake, I never said—" "You literally told me last week you wished she'd minded her own business," he interrupted. I watched Emma's face carefully. She looked confused and exhausted. "Emma," I said gently, "do you actually want me to pay your medical bill?" Before she could answer, Jake jumped in. "Of course she does. You want to ruin her credit over your hero complex?" That's when our manager Lisa walked over, having heard the commotion. "What's going on here?" Jake immediately switched to victim mode. "Your employee made an unauthorized medical decision, and now she won't take responsibility for the consequences." Lisa looked at me, then at Emma. "Emma, do you have something to say about this?" Emma finally found her voice. "Jake, I never asked anyone to pay my bill, and I never said I didn't want help." Jake's face went red. "But the money, we'll figure out the money," Emma said firmly. "But I'm not making my coworker pay for saving my life." Lisa crossed her arms. "Jake, you need to leave. This is a workplace, not a collection agency." As Jake stormed out, he turned back with pure venom. "Don't come crying to me when you're homeless, Emma." The break room went dead silent. Emma sat down heavily. "He's been pressuring me about money for weeks. Said if I could get you to pay, we could use the money for his truck payment." Lisa shook her head. "Emma, that man just tried to monetize your medical emergency." "The worst part?" Emma continued, her voice shaking. "He kept saying I was being dramatic about almost dying, that people survive diabetic episodes all the time without ambulances." I felt sick. "Emma, you were unconscious for 4 minutes. The paramedic said your blood sugar was dangerously low. Jake said I was milking it for attention, that you were just trying to play hero." Her eyes filled with tears. "He made me feel guilty for almost dying." Lisa's face went dark. "That's emotional abuse, Emma. Full stop." Our other co-workers had started gathering around, having heard bits of the conversation. "Wait," said Marcus from accounting. "Jake tried to make you pay for calling 911? He literally had a price breakdown," Emma said bitterly. "Ambulance, hospital admission, IV fluids. He calculated it all out like I was some kind of billing department." Sarah from HR pulled out her phone. "Emma, I'm documenting this. If he shows up here again making demands, we're calling security." 2 days later, Emma broke up with him. She thanked me again for calling 911, then added, "and for helping me see who Jake really was." The really twisted part? Jake texted me directly afterwards. "Hope you're happy. You ruined our relationship over money." I screenshot it and sent it to Emma. She replied, "No, you ruined it when you tried to profit off my near-death experience." 6 months later, Emma sent me a photo of her new medical alert bracelet. "Just in case," she texted. "But now I know who I can actually trust to help me." Sometimes saving someone's life saves them in more ways than one.